Hey guys, and welcome to another Ordinary Men Who Fight Like Heroes podcast. I'm Chris Fearing. I'm joined at the table by
DrunksNDragons
and Aaron Bass.
Okay, so Aaron had something he wanted to talk to us about, and I kind of heard a little bit about this, but not enough. So Aaron, enlighten us.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but you know the apocalypse is actually happening right now, like in real time.
Right now?
Yes, right now, I say.
You mean with the broken seals and the horsemen and everything?
Well, certainly some kind of seal got broken because now Ebola can be found in America. Yeah, I'm talking about that recent outbreak that apparently has somebody in Texas coming off of a flight from Africa and really having the Ebola virus. No shit.
I like how it's just like, oh no, it's cool, guys. He got off on an airport in Texas. You know, like one of those huge airports. Shit.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, rule number one, when there is a viral outbreak of any kind of disease that can kill masses of people very, very quickly, rule number one, bomb your airport to hell and back with fire and let no one leave. Because the minute they leave, there's always, you see the movies, but there's always that dude who's got Ebola or like has, you know, like chimichangas virus or some shit. He's the kind of guy who goes to the bathroom. Oh, he's feeling a little tired. Oh man, maybe he's coming down with something. I've been working really hard.
He's got a cough.
You know, he's got a little bit of a cough.
Sounds like that needs a fisherman's friend.
He sneezes and like blood comes out everywhere.
But he's
just like,
I'm okay.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm fine. It's stress from work. He looks over and like the whites of his eyes are like running out of his face like ooze, and he's just like, nah, just, you know, it's a little dusty in here, it's whatever. And then he gets on the plane and does his job.
He's like, hey Sue, can you touch this and see that this is fine? You know.
And then like he like coughs over like 50 different people, like white, like women and children and shit. And then they go home and they like accidentally throw up into like a casserole, and then everyone eats the casserole. Like, you always have that one asshole
You
who insists on being fine when they're.
I swear there's a Hollywood writer writing this down, like word for word as a plot.
There's that. What my point is there's a guy somewhere who's an asshole who does not feel good, who will insist he'll feel good, and then carry like the doomsday virus to his suburban neighborhood.
Okay, the details on this are actually pretty ridiculous because apparently, from the article I read, they test people leaving these countries that have Ebola in them with laser guns that read your temperature because that's all they use. Is just if he's got a fever, that's the only sign that they were going to use to check to see if they've got Ebola.
So he just didn't have a fever?
He didn't have any signs at the point where he left the country.
Oh my god.
And apparently, the last bit of news that I heard secondhand from my mom, who is not at all a credible news source, says
I like how it's just like disclaimer.
Yes,
half of this
super
could
disclaimer.
be fake.
Super disclaimer. There's apparently like either 8 or 80 maybe people who were like either first or second hand contact with this person, like family members or something like that. People who janitors who might have touched his vomit, who are now also being quarantined.
Also have Ebola.
Now, like, what? I thought this whole Ebola thing kind of like died down a few years back. Like, not even trying to joke here, but I thought it died down like along with like, you know how at one point everyone was really like worried about SARS.
Yeah.
Shit with like, blankets.
Like, diseases do that. They like jump up in popular.
The fucking bird flu.
No. The thing about this most recent outbreak is it's been like, from what I've come to understand, a more particularly dangerous and abrupt outbreak where like this version of Ebola shows up and it's just like, what's up, motherfuckers? I actually fucking just can get 20 kills in like 5 seconds. Kilimanjaro, guys.
Well, it's
and
weird.
He's, like murdering everybody.
It's weird. I think it's actually still the same virus, but it's just that the circumstances have been so ridiculously fortunate. It's like that movie, plot you're talking about where
it just so happens.
Africa, they're just so against people have actually been taken out of the quarantines by people in Africa because they think that they're like gonna lose their family members by the white men and stuff like that. Not trying to sound racist, but like
no, it's good. You can say that.
I mean, like there's actual like active like fighting against these quarantine procedures and things like that going on over there. So it's spread to uncontrollable levels. There's not a lot of sanitation going on there anyway. So
well, I mean, you gotta think, all country has its way it's running stuff. It's like when there's the story that when a group of missionaries went over to Africa, and they gave some of like the more feeble children in a village milk to drink, and they had never had it before. And instead of like helping build calcium in their bones, it reacted strangely with their body and the diet they'd had since birth, and it blinded them.
Really?
They accidentally blinded an entire village of children by trying to let them drink milk so their bones could grow.
That's ridiculous. I never
And
heard of that.
yeah, it just fucking reacted with the diet they've had since birth.
Wow.
Because that's just how they operated over there, and they never really had the milk that we've got.
Yeah.
So
And it's
like,
just,
did their
like-
blindness go away? And
No.
if not, then hope they get free milkshakes. They won't do anything worse.
Well, you're blind now.
Well,
Can't get any
you're
worse.
blind now forever. But here's some milkshakes. You're gonna have fantastic bones, and you get all the milkshakes you want. No one can argue you're blind. That's awful.
and so, no, that's true. That wouldn't be a bad trade-off.
No,
But,
that'd be awful.
But I saw on the news that the guy with the Ebola was in a lives in like one of those apartment complexes,
Oh god.
and they have fucking quarantined off that entire area.
Wow.
And like the schools nearby where like some of his relatives are going to school saw drops of like 10% over the course of like a single day.
Really?
Of just parents not wanting to let their kids go to school.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And it was interviewing a woman on the street about it, and she was saying, well, we don't know if what they're telling us is true and all this kind of stuff. And it interviewed a guy in the apartment complex that was just like, this whole thing should be roped off. They shouldn't be allowing anybody else in here and all this kind of stuff, just for fear that it would spread. And the one thing that really jumped out at me was, this is Texas where this is happening, right?
Yeah.
There were black people in Texas.
That's the twist M. Night Shyamalan has given us today. It's
The movie starts with your dude coughing up blood, and the twist is there are black people in Texas.
Yeah, man, don't even get me started on like the one time I landed in Houston Airport. We're sitting there and I'm like, all these Indian pilots are passing me, and I'm like, we're in Texas, right? Why are there all these Indian pilots?
I think there is a surprising amount of diversity there, and also
Just because
wouldn't black people not trying to be more racist, but I'm being more racist.
It's okay.
Like,
you can say these things.
but
We
like,
can't.
Black people like the warm temperatures and the hot sun, so can't they do well in that environment?
Yeah, but
Wouldn't that be like, oh, this is normal land for me?
okay.
You said
Just for people that have not actually seen us, myself and my buddy Justin are white. Like, not as white as you can be, but we're pretty white. Now I am a soul man, but other than that, I'm white, and Justin's pretty white.
let me see, for how white am I? I want to say I'm like a I'm like a fucking Quidditch match out of yeah. It's like
that's an
how
accurate
white am I? I am a Quidditch match out of lightsaber battles. I'm a Quidditch match out of lightsaber battles. Level of white.
Yes.
And our
Which is very white.
and our friend Aaron here is mixed.
Yep.
So he's
Half black, half white.
so he can stride the line, so he can talk to us and we can understand him. But then he can also talk to the others, and then he can reiterate that to us. But he's
Make
only,
it sound like black
This-
people
this
have never
podcast
stopped
is not
speaking
racist.
jive.
it's not racist. This is how we talk. We like.
Yeah.
It's not that racism is funny. It's that like racism is
funny.
hilarious. Okay, racism can be hilarious if it's not actually meant to really be racist. If that makes sense.
Yeah, if you-
Fire
like,
racist.
yeah.
If you don't say
Yeah.
it like being mean,
Yeah, if
then
you're
and
genuinely mean like the really hateful things, like
and
oh
you're
my
not
gosh, that's
offending
awful.
people,
Yeah,
like I've said some things to you, Aaron, just like joking around, and like if I can see you're just like fucking asshole, then I'll stop.
Yes.
I'll stop. If you look at me like you're gonna have some of your homies drive by and ice this honky, then I stop. I stop what I'm saying.
Well, a lot of times I just always think.
I hope to God that means
I
they
know
combine.
Chris
They
says
force you to
things-
do the ice bucket challenge, which is also pretty white.
that,
True dead.
I don't think too.
Actually, yeah,
I can't think of a single black person I've seen do this bucket challenge.
it's not that they don't do. We know they do it.
What were you saying, Aaron?
I just always have this mental disclaimer of, Chris just likes to say things that get people pissed off.
Yeah.
Because the reactions are funny.
Yes,
That's true.
and
Which
that's
is why it's
perfectly
good to
fine.
start like a podcast so you can go and tell everyone on the internet, I like to say things that make you angry. It's like,
You will not be surprised to know that one of my favorite shows is Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh my gosh.
Which I love sitting down to watch with people who cannot stand awkward humor, because that just makes it even better for me. But going initially all the way back, like,
Rewinding.
but the thing that, like, beyond that, it's just, the reason I say I was surprised that black people were in Texas is because for so long you get that mentality. Texas are like these huge gutted sheriff dudes with the reflector glasses, the guts sloping over the belt that like hooks their thumbs in their big ass belt buckles. Like, this is Texas. We drink and we eat steak and we don't want no minorities around here.
Only two things come from Texas.
I've heard that Texas
Steers
is
and,
to America what America is to the rest of the world. In terms of like
That's really good.
yeah, like Texas is America concentrated to the point where it's like, holy crap, I don't even know if anybody can withstand that area except Texans.
But I was.
But if you live in Texas, God bless you.
And I'm sure the real Texas is just...
And if anyone who's out there for some reason listening to this who's also trapped in a building because they quarantined it because of Ebola, holy shit!
Our hearts go out to you.
Yeah, you have a real struggle and a real story to tell. You make a podcast, tell us what it's like, because we are not living in that kind of actual environment
in the future as well, when the apocalypse is already complete and civilization's
but we still
collapsed
have
in a
internet.
month. Yes, of course.
Oh, well, are you kidding me? That like servers can't go down, especially during the apocalypse. So many people got like, you go up there and fucking take selfies like in front of fucking destroyed buildings and shit.
But
Fucking ruined Statue of Liberty and stuff. Damn them to hell.
But the
Duck face. Duck face.
But the thing that really struck me about the whole thing was apparently his relatives are forced to stay indoors because under federal law.
Really?
Yeah, like they are court ordered. If they come outside their house and break that quarantine, whether they're infected or not, they get prosecuted by federal fucking court.
Well,
Well, if you ever wanted to be
for the sake of all of us, yeah.
I mean,
let's have that.
what does Ebola cause? Because like I said, it's been so long since it's been
Do
around.
you really want to know?
Go for it.
You bleed out of every orifice until you die.
wow.
So it's like at the beginning of
really close to what I
RE5.
said.
Yeah.
So it's actually really
Yeah.
close to what I said,
Yeah.
kiddingly. Like you just think, oh, you're gonna bleed out of your face. That's intense, right? But like, no, that's actually what Ebola does. Holy shit.
So is that monkey disease?
Yeah.
Okay, the Ebola. Yeah, because for some reason the Ebola virus brought up monkeys to my mind, and I wasn't sure why.
Okay, so check this shit out.
Go for
If
it.
you're trapped in your house and stuff, not because you have Ebola, but because everything's on quarantine and they like suspect that you may or may not have it. It's like, man, I hope to God you have a really good internet. I hope to God you have some games that you're willing
And
to
not
play.
the iPhone 6.
I hope
which will bend, right? Oh, Apple sucks. I mean, I don't.
Dude,
care. I really don't.
did
care.
you see the press release that Apple released?
No.
After that happened,
No.
they were talking about the way they built the iPhone, and they actually like. Now, this isn't me paraphrasing that much. Just keep that in mind.
We do not have a lot of problems when we immediately just go, oh, Ebola. Oh, man, the iPhone 6. And, like, we just jump the shark.
First world problems.
First world
But,
problems. Yeah,
they're
like,
talking
do you
about-
have internet?
Now, the phone will
Did they get
bend.
delivered food? No, I just thought, like, you can't leave your house. How the fuck are you fed?
Yeah, that's.
I'm
a
sure
good
they
question.
set up. I'm sure they set up some
Do they
kind
send
of thing.
Do they send you shit, or do they accidentally did they
Like
send you like
shit
decent,
virtually in
like,
a box?
Did they send you like decent things? Like, does there a guy in a hazmat suits who comes up with a box and he's like, "Here's a bunch of fucking snacks and shit," and you got like Pringles and like name brand soda and shit, or is it like you open it up and it's just like, "Oh, cool," like. I can't think of a chip brand that's kind of cheaper. Wise, white cheddar popcorn, and Faygo or whatever. All right.
Yeah,
actually,
'cause,
I would still
the
scarf.
quarantine people are all juggalos.
Yeah, I would still scarf that shit down though, man.
It's a gathering.
Because I love the white cheddar. Like that comes in the black bag. It's like the white cheese powdered popcorn.
And we're back to racism.
Nah, what? How is that racist? That's good.
Like the white cheddar comes in the black bag, and now
No,
I'm
but it's
just
the only
fucking reaching.
chip thing I can think of that comes in like a black bag. The black bag of fucking throw the thing, and it's like, oh, no, you eat your way out of it. But what does the iPhone 6 do? It bends?
Oh yeah. That's what we were talking about. The iPhone 6, it bends, and they released a press statement because everybody's like, "Oh my God, it bends! It's poorly made," and they released it. Now, granted, I've got a Mac. I get a Mac because that's what I started with in college when I got my own personal laptop because I had editing software on it, as you can tell or not tell. But other than that, I just get a fucking phone. It didn't bother me either way. I mean, it could be keyboard, it could be touchscreen,
So, like,
what the fuck ever.
So, is the bending deliberate?
No. They released it because people are like, the phone bends if you put it in your pocket. And, no. Hear me out.
It's a thin thing.
They're talking about, it is a, God.
And it's like this big. It's like the size of this
yeah.
guy's notepad.
It's the size of a notepad, and it's as thin as a saltine. But they released a thing saying if you try to forcibly bend it, yes, it will bend. But out of all the billions of these that we have already sold, we have had 9 people report to us that it's bent. And and they've actually flat out said a lot of our research shows that these phones are made for the front pocket of a shirt.
Yeah.
But if you try to put them in the front pocket of skinny jeans, they tend to bend and break. And that was actually part of their fucking press, worded more smack you with a glove kind of way. But it was fucking called those skinny jean wearing motherfuckers out.
Well, yeah, no, that's the first way I heard it talked about was like skinny jean people break their iPhones, ha ha ha. But
God.
Oh, I'm glad to see some hate knocked towards skinny jeans, because skinny jeans are an awful idea, and I'll tell you why. There's a kind of pants called, leotards. You wear them when you do, ballet or, theater kind of stuff.
Or if you're a leotard.
But, normal jeans shouldn't be leotard tight. I shouldn't wonder how you put them on. They should be jeans. It should be sensical.
That's true. Okay, now, future Chris, I want you to throw the picture that I'm about to show to these guys on the screen just so it can be there so I can get, reactions while folks at home are seeing this.
I like my girls like I like my Microsoft Word documents saved. Alright. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that wasn't near as good.
I was gonna say, I don't know what reaction you want me to have, but it's pretty what the fuck.
There we go.
What?
Start waving Acne goodbye.
Really?
Acne fucking kit.
Wow.
Swag.
Okay. That's something my brother would use if he was still back in high school.
That one hits close to home. Do you remember these, Chris? Do you remember these?
Oh boy.
Remember these for what?
For the pictures you gotta put up in the future when you edit them.
No, I will. I've only got a few of these saved up here. But there was one more I wanted to find just for Aaron.
Yeah, that's a pun.
Yes.
Okay, but so aside from that divulsion and also this because that's fucking badass.
Nice.
That's a good ass fucking costume.
So what do you think's going to happen with this fucking Ebola thing?
I honestly think that
I think Ebola's having a good year this year. I think they're gonna move over to the Denver Broncos or some shit.
they might get traded, but really that's probably best for their career.
And Coach Zamakis, I can't do a parody of sports.
The fans will follow Ebola, no matter where it goes.
Exactly.
There will be the fans.
Oh yeah.
And you will see those kids wearing the Ebola jerseys. waving their Ebola foam fingers.
Actually, to be fair, like, why isn't there not a sports team whose, like, mascot is Ebola? Because it's like, oh, God.
The sports team's just
God.
named after horrific diseases.
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos are going up against the San Francisco AIDS tonight. There we go. Takes a moment.
Fucking...
Because they butt fuck. A lot.
I think we'll get through it because
America.
I don't want to say because America, but because there's got to be someone who's not a complete fucking moron who's helping the situation be resolved and will do so in a way that'll be like brilliance.
I think that
I'm hoping.
as long as they can contain it here, it will be pretty easy to just stop in its tracks. If there's like a huge gaffe or some kind of just somebody breaks out of the quarantine or something dumb happens, I could see it having more impact. But
we shouldn't underestimate people's
and there's
stupidity.
always room for other people to just go like, hey, I did the same thing. I got on that plane and then like went over to Philadelphia, and then I went to Seattle. And other isolated incidents like this.
I went to Yale and coughed on everyone. Fuck you.
And there's another picture I have here, but I'm just gonna read it out loud because it's just words. You don't need to show it, future Chris. But there's a picture that says the difference between Fox and CNN, and it has two headlines that have showed up as notifications on the phone. And one is Fox News in all caps: breaking news, Ebola patient in U.S. Then CNN, properly capitalized and non-capitalized as it needs to be, plane carrying American doctor with Ebola lands at Dobbins Air Reserve Base near Atlanta.
I think there's still a little room for the CNN one to be like, may be confirmed. We are now also getting word of the plane having Ebola. Basically CNN.
It's the plane
also,
that has Ebola.
they're always looking for that damn plane that fell into the ocean or whatever happened.
Oh yeah.
Is that still happening?
I bet. I bet.
Well, if they haven't found
On
it, there's got to
CNN,
be
yeah.
someone that's still out there.
I guess
for
so.
it.
Breaking news. We just had word
that just shows you
there's
the
a
difference
glove
between Fox
that-
News and like CNN in terms of like how they try to sensationalize it to like get attention. Like Fox News makes it sound like, oh shit, it's here, and that is actually, oh shit, it's here. But it's also like, if you act like a retard, it'll be worse, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of room for just sensationalism and just
Fox breaks the
fear
quarantine
mongering.
to get inside to interview people, and then they bust out of the quarantine, and then they spread Ebola.
That sounds like a South Park episode.
That sounds like, yeah, it does.
But I think the only bad thing is no matter what happens with this, somebody's going to cover it in a way to exude the fear out of the situation, and that's just going to make everything worse.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid.
And don't fear the Reaper.
True, Dad.
And if you have Ebola, well, you probably don't have much to worry about. Like now, fuck, you have Ebola, son. That's over. That shit's over. I would drink a bunch if I were you.
Drink a bunch of what?
Anything at that point, really. Drink gasoline.
Drink a bunch
breathe
of bleach.
fire. Who cares? Like at that point, shit. Do whatever.
But
Throw a party. Throw a party and then
throw
go
an
to
Ebola party?
Throw a party and go to sleep. Okay, throw a party and you're in like one of those like clear plastic bubble things, but you still like bowls of M&Ms and shit like that. Like put the DJ setup in there, so you're like the DJ at your own party.
Drop a bird.
But I wanted to thank you guys for joining us once again for another Ordinary Men Who Fight Like Heroes podcast. And just remember, stop touching these monkeys. Leave these poor sick monkeys alone. They're sick. They've got problems enough as it is.